Yo, man, some wonderful spots last night. I touched on. Had a nice read on a lot of rebounds. Right. I need to go back and check to see if PrizePicks made the adjustment because there was a stat correction for Jalen Duran. His points and rebounds. I took his points and rebounds at 25 and a half, and he got there on the stat correction. So I need to go back and check that out. However, on the books was really really nice, man. I did a lot of altering. I do that. If you're new to this channel, hey, live streams I do in the daytime, major key. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload. For that, you want to you want to support my channel, become a member. Help me keep the lights on, whatever case may be. But it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of rebound spots I got on last night. So shout out to Jacoperto. He got that double double, and that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And then he ended up playing 37 minutes. I think 35 minutes or 37, but that's what I was saying last night. When they made that trade, we don't know what the minutes allotment is going to be like. But I had to take the double double because historically it was there. And it just, Allen's a little bit light. It was a good possibility he could have got there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you want to be early. You want to be early on props. When you early on props, then you don't have you don't second you early on prop. You hit the prop, and now you don't second guess yourself trying to go back to that prop. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got when you trust yourself, the shit don't work out. It just don't work out. But make sure all those boxes are checked before you, bam, right? Um, Tonight, it's a lot of spots I liked, but I haven't pulled the trigger on. I haven't pulled the trigger, man, on a lot of spots. So I'm like, hey, maybe I should wait. Now, why should I wait? Let me bring you the spots that I even like. Let me bring you the spots that I even like. But I ain't gonna come down here and just tell you I played this, that, and that because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But when you got the luxury to play on the books and these pick'em sites, well, that's the best of both worlds. You got access to everything. So I'm grateful to have access to the books, and because right now I can go start altering shit, right? And then, like I said, let me pull up a screen for you guys before I forget this, because I'm telling you this is major key, right? And Before I get into it, this is major key, right? ESPN bet, right? So let's see. ESPN bet now. Like I told you guys, when they drop their lines, they drop the whole thing, bro. They drop the whole thing. Just like if you're waiting on the alternates to come out or something like that, you know what I'm saying? If you're waiting on the alternates to come out, you know what I'm saying? They just drop the whole thing, right? And they give you the under option with it. You know what I'm saying? So FanDuel used to do that, but for the alternates, you have to wait. And then on DraftKings, like the odds are kind of wishy washy, and then you got to take two from each team, like you know what I'm saying. So you know it is what it is. And mathematically, when I do my numbers, like I said, any three minus 300, any three minus 400, that's plus money right there. You know what I'm saying? So I do my bankroll builders here, mainly on ESPN bet, and and set a realistic goal. I set a realistic goal, man. As soon as I get to the money, $100 or $75 or $100, I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling that shit out, and then I'm paying a bill or something like that. This is my bankroll builder account. You know what I'm saying? They give you options. I highly suggest this site for a bankroll builder site, because you got other options. You can be able to explore other options. Like I said, you got assists, but you got the over and the unders for assists. You got total threes, you got the over and the under total threes, right? You got you have blocks, right? But you got the blocks, you got the over and the under. So I just hope people take advantage of this, right? So I've rambled. I rambled, right? for 4 fucking minutes. You can fast forward that if you want, but I think that's good information, right? So let me start going through these plays. Now I can't even talk about them plays how I want to talk about them. So I'm just gonna breeze through them, man. I'm just gonna breeze through them, right? Now Chicago Bulls, we do get Drummond back. I mean, we do get Embiid back. I still think that's a pathway for Drummond to get his rebounds. However, we want to see what kind of discount we get. I want to see what kind of discount we get because there could be a pathway to foul trouble for him messing with Embiid. But it is what it is. Drummond is a 1-1-1 candidate. Caruso is a 1-1-1 candidate. Drummond is one. It's a few different guys, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, San Antonio Spurs, right? Now, what I want to tell you about this San Antonio Spurs lick is, let's talk about Wembyana first, right? We have a 233.5 over under in this spot. I can't go without letting you guys know that if you don't know that he's been limited, right? So last 4 games he's played 24, 24, 24, and 22 minutes, right? Prior to them, he played 31, 31, 32, 31, 32, 33, 29, 35, 33, 31, right? But he hasn't played 25 minutes in 5 games, right? So sometimes, you have to look at it like, hey, I don't care what XYZ player do. I don't give a fuck if he goes out there and has 100 points. If I'm not confident in him at least getting his full allotment of minutes or whatever the case may be, whatever situation may be, man, then, sometimes you might have to fade, man. So, but it is what it is. We'll see if the numbers reflect on that, right? So still sticking with this game. Let's talk about Devin Vassell. All right. So I'm looking at Devin Vassell's points, man. Haven't pulled the trigger. Don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger. Head to head versus this team. His last two, and his points prop just went up. It was at 19.5. Now it's at 20.5. Right. But he's hit this number his last 2 times versus this team. Not afraid of their backcourt over here. Memphis. Not afraid of that Memphis backcourt and. Defensively, but I just don't know who's going to get this side. I don't know if he's going to get the smart treatment or whatever the case may be, but we'll see, right? Last 10 games in general, he's hit this number 5 of 10. So the minutes has been there for him. He's averaging over 30 minutes a game. You'd like to see that. The field goal attempts, especially lately, if your point prop is sitting at 20 and you're a decent player and you're getting 15 shots, I couldn't talk you off the over there, right? So I lean towards the over. None spectacular. Don't know if I'll get there, and I might alter it on the books, right? I'm not being greedy this year. I'm not being greedy. Next play I'm going to talk about here is Jaren Jackson Jr. Definitely, he's a 1-1-1-1 candidate there. As you can see, he's always won either way it go. You can look at his individual steals. You can look at his individual blocks or steals plus blocks in that 2.5. He's hit this number 4 out of his last 10 games head to head versus this team. He's 6 to 8 to the steals and blocks prop. If you want to go to an individual block prop, he's still 6 to 8 to that number, sitting at 1.5, right? And he's got a block versus this team 1 in every game, right? Well, his last 6 games, okay? Desmond Bain and his threes and shit like that, and John Morant. These guys are wonderful spots. This San Antonio team is not good, right? So let's keep it moving, okay? Let's go on to the next game here, where we're going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets and the New Orleans Pelicans here. Right off the back here, I don't bet a lot of sides and stuff like that, but I really, really, really dug into this one here. Tried to dig into it, but New Orleans Pelicans are 6.5 point favorites here. I'll tell you this: if you want to use this for a moneyline parlay, be my guest. This moneyline parlay is run line straight for me. It's going to be New Orleans Pelicans or nothing for me. We got 229.5 over under, right? Looking at this game for a matchup standpoint, there's a few matchups that I think I really, really like in the spot. Like I think Cameron Johnson might have a hard time guarding Zion. You know what I'm saying? I really like the 3 ball for CJ McCollum, right? So CJ McCollum, his 3 ball. Only thing about that, his 3 ball sitting at 3.5 right now, and that's he's earned it. I've been playing his 2.5 for a while, right? So I don't know if I'm gonna get to his 3.5. I might tease it down to 2.5 in same game parlays, but this 3.5, he's still 6 of 10 to this number. If I was to alter it down right here to 2.5, he'd be 8 for 10 to that number, right? And then we target this this team here versus point guards for the threes. Now Boston has overtaken that spot, but Brooklyn's still number 2 at giving up threes to the point guard position. Okay, you could look at the point guards or the ones that handle the ball the most and they shoot threes. Now, interesting scenario I'd like to tell you guys would be fill you in on this information here for the simple fact that you do have Larry Nance back, right? And that's what I don't like, right? So now Valanciunas, he's cutting all the way into Valanciunas' numbers here. He'll be back 2 games, right? This will be his 2nd game back. This will be his 3rd game back tonight, but he's played 2. And those two games, Jonas Valanciunas played 25 minutes and he played 23 minutes, right? That's just like, I don't like it. And then just like they split the minutes down the middle. Because Lakers, Jonas Valanciunas played 25, and then Utah versus Utah, Jonas Valanciunas played 23, and then Larry Nance Jr. He played 23 versus the Lakers, and Utah he played 25. So it's 48 minutes. They splitting the minutes down the middle. So Larry Nance can't put up numbers in a hurry, but I mean, whatever, right? He had 10 and 10 and 11 versus 11 and 10 versus the Lakers, and he had 9 and 7 versus Utah, but still. So even when you want to look at numbers and maybe you want to try to get some numbers together and go under or some shit like that, I don't know. Be my guest. What's Jonas Valanciunas rebound prop? Sitting at 9.5, 23.5 probably should be his points plus rebounds. 23.5, and he hasn't hit that number in the last 2 games, I don't think, right? So no, he hasn't hit that number in the last 2 games. Prior to that, so last game he had 21. Then the game before that he had 6 points and 4 fucking rebounds. But that was Utah. Utah got some bodies over there. But prior to that, he was killing this number. Yep, he was killing this number here prior to that, before Larry Nance. So it is what it is, right? Spent a lot of time on that. Honorable mention. I do like the here it is. I do like the blocks and steals. I like the 1-1-1. I have interest in the 1-1-1 for Jonas Valanciunas. You can look at it individually, however you want to do his blocks. He's got a block in 10 straight games. And 14 out of 20 head-to-head. He's got a block in 2 of his last 4 games versus his team. On the season, he's got a block in 25 of 33, which is 76%. Steals for him, he's 17 of 33, which is 50%. 50% here. Steals plus blocks. Steals plus block, he's 60% on the season there. In the last 10 games, his steals plus block is looking like 9 of 10, and he's frequently hit that. The 1-1-1 is definitely in play for him, along with Nick Claxton as well, right? And you'll get some decent numbers for the 1-1-1 for him. I would like for him to get his 30 minutes though. It's 30 minutes plus or whatever the case may be, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But for the 1-1-1 for him, you could have been making a killing. And you still getting it at plus 270, right? 1 block, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 point. Here it is right here. 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block, and a steal. 1 steal, right? So him, Mikal Bridges, Nick Claxton, all of us plus money. How I look at it is if you can get me a steal and a block, I like it. I like the play. Right? That's how I look at the play. Now, Boston Celtics and OKC Thunder here. And look, let me just keep it funky, right? I was looking at some numbers though, so both of these teams are playing some phenomenal basketball. If you don't know, of course I know you know. So offensive rating, Boston Celtics and Oklahoma City, number 2 and 6. Defensive rating, number 2 and 3. And then pace of play, right? This is a pace of matchup for Oklahoma City. For Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics play at the 24th fastest place. They down there. Going up against OKC at the 7th place, seventh fastest pace. They right there, right? Plays that I'm going to like here, I have no choice but to like, but I don't know if I'm going to go there, but I'm going to point the shit out for y'all either way it go. It's going to be, the 1.5 blocks, right? The 1.5 threes. I like that for Kristaps Porzingis, right? You can look at his blocks. You could also look at the 1-1-1 for Kristaps Porzingis. He's been in that neighborhood, right? What else? Shaqiri Anazana is just in fuego, right? You can look at his points. You can look at his assists. Jaylen Brown, right? Interesting play for me. Jaylen Brown, his points prop sitting at 22.5, right? He's 7-10 to this number in his last 10 games. Head-to-head versus this team, he's 100% to this number in his last 3 games. And then the 3, I haven't looked at the 3, but head-to-head versus this team, he's only got 2 threes. Last 10, he's 3-10. I'm just looking at the raw points for right now. I have been getting my ass lit up messing around with these threes. And Jason Tatum, he's 3-3 to this number. His points prop towards this team. Historically, he's 4-4, I should say. So he's been getting to his point prop as well. Couldn't talk about Jason Tatum's rebound prop in this spot, but I probably won't go there. You can mix and match these games. If you're playing these picks, if you're playing same game parlays, then you know it is what it is. Lou Dort and Williams, they 3-baller and play as well. Haven't looked at Chet, but Chet should be out there causing problems. That makes this game a good same game parlay environment. You're gonna have some of the highest usage players. I would stick to the highest usage players and just leave it alone if I'm doing same game parlays in this, setting here, right? What's the next game, Chet? Okay, so I think we got 2 games left, right? Let's see. Yikes. 2 games left. So the Charlotte Hornets and Sacramento Kings, I don't have that out on Outlier, but here's the thing before I forget, right? So Terry Rozier didn't play last game, number 1. Number 2, you probably won't see Nick Richards on the books until a little later on, but he got that from his points and rebounds today. If he had 15 and 8, and I've been targeting. If you've been rocking with me, I have no problem with targeting bigs versus Sabonis, right? So you can look at his points and rebounds. You can look at his individual points. You can look at his individual rebounds or his double-double, right? I'm going to end up taking a stab at his rebound prop. As long as he stays out of foul trouble, he should be able to get there, possibly double-double. In my opinion, it's about an 80% chance he can double-double versus Sabonis. However, Sabonis, this is a great triple-double spot for him. Points and rebounds spot, points and assists, PRA spot for him, right? Really, really like this spot for him. As you can see, centers, this Sacramento team, Charlotte giving up the second most for points versus the center, second most rebounds. You just look at the fantasy score. They're giving up the 4th most fantasy score, so it is what it is, right? Power forward spot. This could be a spot where I can see somebody like Keegan Murray have a good game. They're giving up the second most points to the small forward position, power forward position, I want to say. Rebounds, they're giving up the second most rebounds to the power forward position. And fantasy score, they are falling in 4th to the power forward position, right? Keegan Murray needs a bounce back game. This, if you want to go to any of his numbers, this should be the game for it, right? And then the assist prop for at 5.5 for Fox as well. This is one of those type of games where I can see Fox trying to get everybody acclimated, so I couldn't talk about the 5.5 assists for him, but I'm really, really, really I'm probably getting ready to pull the trigger on the 7.5 assists for Sabonis, right? So that about sums it up for that. And last but not least, we have the the Golden State Orlando at Golden State Warriors, right? So it's a couple spots that I want to form you at, and you can take it how you want to take it, right? So looking at the Golden State Warriors, looking at there's a few matchups that I wouldn't mind exploiting, like Stephen Curry, right? I do when I target this on the Orlando Magic's team, I do target him through the point guard when the time is right. I think the time is right now. I like the 3 ball for him. He's sitting at 4.5. We know what he does. He's 4-10 to this number on the season, but head-to-head versus this team, he probably likes going against this team. 7 threes and 8 threes. You can look at his points prop if you want to, but at 31 and 39 versus this team, this is head-to-head versus this team, right? So all of the offensive numbers for Curry is in play for me. I'm about to get ready to sprinkle the 4.5 threes. They did put his 4.5 threes on PrizePicks. I might end up adding it as well. Next player I want to talk about, next person I want to talk about is Jalen Suggs. The blocks. That's the beauty of this app, Outlier, right? So Jalen Suggs, he's been quietly going under the radar. He's getting blocks. He's got a block in 9 of his last 10 games. I had to add it to my plays there. Head-to-head versus this team. He does have 2 blocks the last time these two teams played. Granted, it was a year ago, but I just had to point that out. But yeah, the blocks have been there. He doesn't get many steals. You know what I'm saying? That'll catapult him into that steals and blocks category. But he's there. He's in there. You know what I'm saying? He is a candidate. He's got a steal. So the steals are slowing down right now. Prior to these last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, he had a steal in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, at least one steal in like 13 straight games. So I'll take that back, right? He is a steal candidate. He is a 1-1-1-1-1 candidate, right? So let's see what some of the numbers are, right? He's at the top of the line with the lowest odds at the -190. Okay. Jalen Suggs is a 1-1-1-1 candidate here. 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block, and a steal. Okay. So they have that. Yeah. So moving along, I could talk when I'm talking about this guy. I'm gonna talk about both of these guys now. But let's talk about Franz, right? Franz Wagner, right? So I got to lean towards the over to his rebounds, right? His rebounds are sitting at 5.5. He's 80% to this number in his last 8 games. His last 20, he's 75% to this number. So he's been, in the neighborhood. Then we could look at his points, right? Especially his last 10. Last 10 games, he's 6-10 to this point prop, including that's 6 games straight, right? So he's been ultra aggressive. The minutes has been there. He's averaging over 30 minutes, over 33 minutes, right? So the minutes have been there. He's averaging probably around 35 minutes, 34 at least, right? So I really, really like that. The field goal attempts have been there, especially as of late. Anytime you're taking 17, 16, 19, 25 shots, I'm going to like your point prop, okay? So am I going to get there? I don't know, but the proof is in the pudding. I like it. You can also look at his points and plus rebounds. Those are the two props that I just pointed out, or you can look at his rebounds and assists. Last 10 games, he's 70% to this number, and his rebounds and assists sitting at 10.5. This will go to 11.5. I have a strong feeling this will go to 11.5. So you can jump in on that end right there if you want to. So there you have that, right? So yeah. Paulo, same thing, man. He's been following the same train as Franz Wagner. I like what these boys got going on here. We'll see what's going to happen, man. We will see what's going to happen. With that being said, guys, peace out. Live stream should be a live stream tomorrow. Look out for the live. Look out for the notification, okay, guys? Peace out.